This story, it's about a 1970-72 Chevy C20. Cool story on this truck. It was inherited to the wrong kid or wrong person. I'm just kidding. I don't know how to say it. So this kid, I met him through church. The church that we go through. He's 15 years old. His name's Thomas. Uh, Tommy. We call him Tommy. So the truck was inherited to Tommy's cousin. Tommy's cousin, his grandparents lived with him, and then lived with them, and then the the grandfather passed away. Truck was left at a other kid's house, Thomas's cousin. At that point, Thomas was kind of sad, because he loved his grandpa. He was always with his grandpa. The truck was left at that house. They took ownership of the truck. The parents gave it to their kid, which was Thomas's cousin. Thomas' cousin didn't take care of the truck. He was just, running it, like whatever. At one point, the truck develops a rod knock. Um, Thomas previously had asked him, I'll buy the truck off of you. No, no, and no. The answer was always no. One day, the truck blows up. The truck was left, abandoned. Thomas takes the opportunity to ask his cousin for the truck once again. The kid said, I don't know. Thomas goes and trades his dog he offers his dog for the truck. The kid says yes. I think at that point the kid was testing Thomas, see how badly he wanted it. Uh, they made the deal. Thomas takes the truck to his. I helped Thomas tow the truck to his house. He had big plans for it, but it had a bad engine. It was going to cost more to rebuild it. At this point, I offered Thomas. I didn't offer him. I told him, "Hey, I know of a friend. He does LS swaps. He's good at it. I'm sure he'll get it running, update and whatnot." Thomas says, "Okay. How much does he charge?" I called my friend and he said it's $1,700. I told him, "Look, dude, he's a kid. He really wants it done. If you can help him out, we'll give you $2,500. They made the deal. They told him they needed the truck running by January 9th, when it's Thomas's birthday, and all he wanted was this truck to be running. So they make the deal, and everything went south. They gave him $1,000, and the mechanic is nowhere to be seen at this point. They've been messaging. He doesn't reply. When he replies, he says a date, and the date never comes through. And at this point, the dad was really pissed, and he says, "You know what? We're going a different route." And I was in the middle of it, so it kind of sucks. But I felt like I had to do something for him. So I told him, bring the truck to the shop, and we'll get her done. We'll get her finished. Hopefully by that, well, torn apart and painted. Hopefully he pulls through. And I started taking the truck all apart. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully the LS swap guy comes through. Everything's apart. I haven't received a message. They've been busy. They went to his house. They couldn't find him. And the dad just gets mad, and he says, "I'm done with it, and let's just pull the engine out. Help us out, whatever you can, and let's proceed with this truck." They were kind of tired of the truck going from one place to another, and at that point he says he felt like the kid was gonna say, his other family was gonna say the same thing. The truck it's gonna end up nowhere. And so yeah, here we are. It's another day. Um, so after the LS swap guy didn't come through, he didn't reply, he didn't respond, he didn't do nothing. That's something that the mom it's gonna take care of. That's not supposedly, but she says, "You know what? If I have to take this to a small claim, I'm gonna do it, because he's done it to us. He could probably do it again." I've talked to the mechanic. I told him several times, make it right. I recommended you. Or he's a kid. He's trying to learn. I don't know how else to tell him. The mom is gonna take matters into her own hands now, because the kid is 15 years old. And yeah, so after all that, the dad says, "You know what? I'm not I'm not a person that's gonna be happy anyways. Even if the mechanic comes through and does the deal, finishes the deal, he can rush it. He can do whatever he wants. I don't want the truck to be rushed on and just throw an engine there, and then later down the road we're still gonna have, if we have any problems, he's not gonna come through. I don't want that engine in there no more. So they went on marketplace. They had already been eyeballing this engine. They bought this engine for $1,000. It's a rebuilt Chevy 350. I don't know much about engines, but I thought that was a lot of money. But at this point, it's either that or the truck is never going to get worked on, since it's already been months and the mechanic doesn't reply back, or he replies back, but every time he says tomorrow or next week, he doesn't come through. I don't want to get involved in it. All I told him is, let's pull this engine out. I'll help you out. I've been going at it 2 days. And like I said, Brad Short is the go-to guy if you want to do an LS. Well, I mean, not an LS, a 350 or whatever. He works in older cars. Since the engine was going to get LS swap, I started cutting everything because nothing was needed, since it was going to be LS either way. And then since it's not, so I went and I called Brad Short to come over and guide us, tells us what we need, what we don't need. And he comes over, he spends here like 20-15 minutes explaining to us, and we agreed where he says, you know what, grab that engine, made it to that transmission, bolt it up, mounts, just put it in there and leave it alone. The rest of the parts are in the back of the truck. And he says, that's all you got to do, and I'll take over, and I'll give you the truck running. He says supposedly the harness plugs from here. It's not a lot of wires, but I don't know where they go. I just cut everything out, since the LS swap guy was going to do all that. Unfortunately, it didn't go LS swap. The kid wants his truck. The parents explained to the guy that was going to do the LS swap. They talked it over. They explained him everything. The kid's birthday is January 9. He turned 16. And they just wanted the truck for the kid. They just wanted the kid to drive his truck. That's all he wanted for his birthday, is drive the truck or have a running truck. Today's the 31st. I talked to Brad. Brad is really booked. I don't think it's going to happen, but at least he's going to be able to see this progress in it, It's unfortunate about what happened with this friend guy, but I don't know what else to say. I don't want to say anything about it. I don't want to get involved in it. All I know is that the truck there's progress in the truck, and he's really excited. He brought his parents, his mom, and they actually see this progress. For them seeing this, they're really excited and really happy about it. So now he's into the truck. The $1,000 he gave away, and $1,000 here, and whatever Brad is going to charge him. I told him I wasn't going to charge him, because I was going to I just want him to help me. His dad's a contractor and a framer, and they build houses for a living. So I told him, if you help me do the restroom outside, that's all I want. I don't want you to do it for free. I just want you to help me, or tell me what can you do, and we'll work a deal out. So yeah, that's the story on this truck. Like I said, it was unfortunate that the LS swap didn't go in, but I don't know. I felt guilty, and I felt like I had to do something to help the kid out, and so they can see that I wasn't lying when I told them this, because I had seen the other guy do LS swaps quick, but I don't know what happened. And yeah, I was in the middle of it pretty much, and I'm doing this to make up for it, but the guy still hasn't replied. The guy still hasn't said anything, and at this point they already pulled the trigger and bought a 350, and that's what's going to go back in the truck. And here shortly, probably it's going gonna get back and running. And after this, then we have more plans going on. So I'll show you guys. We didn't paint the. I told them not to paint the part of the body and the back firewall because the paint on that, it's original and it's really nice. All you gotta do is pretty much just buff it out, and it's still in good shape. I don't want to cut it off or rip it off because I'm gonna throw another coat in it. It's really hard to paint right now because it's cold, especially this enamel paint. It's really hard, it's really thick, and it doesn't dry that fast. Like I painted it yesterday. It's been like 18 hours probably that I painted it, and you can still barely feel it. It's a really thick, heavy paint. So yeah, I think by tomorrow, and I've been running that wood chimney for a while, or wood stove for a while, and it's barely getting there. Next, I'm gonna pull in I6 Jones hatchback and Alias Integra. That's what we're gonna do next. After I do those, I'm gonna focus in mine. The red truck actually sold. You guys might not. Some of you guys might remember that red truck, that diesel truck. It was sold in like freaking 6 hours. I had a buyer came from the coast 5 hours away. So the plans, this one, I gotta part it out, pull the whole engine the whole swap out, and part it out to get rid of that shell. The white one, I'm gonna make some parts from this one, make the white one a whole piece, like hot, good running shell to wait for the engine and sell that. This one, I'm just gonna pull some parts. It's gonna go to the junkyard. Darren's car, what comes out of this has to go in here, but I'm gonna wait on this one's a little bit more. Joseph's MR2, I think he wanted to go get a re-dynoed, and that's about crank up the boost a little bit more. He's gonna buy an aftermarket. He's gonna buy a 4-bar map sensor, and he wants to re-dyno it and crank up the boost a little bit more. And I think he has plans of buying some maxers for it. That's all he wants to do to it. And he's been fixing it body wise, slowly, little by little. Take a walk around and show you guys what he's been fixing. He wants it. Oh crap, he locks it. He fixed the front end, he fixed the bumper. It was pretty beat up here. Fixed the bumper, got a new lip for it. He's been fixing the stuff little by little. He fixed this somewhat. It was all the way in. He fixed the heater because it's summer, it's winter, and he wants to have a heater. He's been fixing it little by little, you know, some things here and there. Oh no, the keys are in it. So car runs good. E-brake, he fixed the e-brake. He didn't have an e-brake. It wouldn't be parked where it's at right now because it would roll back slowly. Engine wise, it's all there. Yeah, so those are the plans. Weather is being cold, but not too cold. It's clearing out. Mikey, I don't know what he's gonna do with that. We're gonna pull the engine out of that Integra, and yeah, but yeah, Aaliyah's car and I6 Jones' car is next. That Pilot is gonna go to the junk. He's just gonna pull the transmission out. I6 Jones, it's that EF hatchback. It needs to be converted to OBD1. The hatchback is mine and Joseph's. We're gonna put a B series in it and sell it as a B series. That truck just needs to be replaced. The bumper needs to be replaced. That's pretty much the only thing that I need to do to that. Haven't had time. And this is where the restroom. This is the restroom for the shop. This is what I'm gonna use that kid's credit pretty much. I'm gonna use his knowledge here. I'm gonna probably make him or ask him to help me instead of paying me. I already told him if he helps me build this room here for the restroom. He said yeah, why not. So yeah, that's the plans. stay tuned, and happy New Year's to everyone. I guess today's so like I was saying, yeah, so those are the plans. Hopefully we get more content. It hasn't been a lot. I don't know what else to record or what else to film. I was doing this, I was gonna do a time lapse when I did this, but I don't know if you guys are interested in this stuff like this. It was pretty much just an overhaul or a rebuild. I was gonna record because, like I said, eventually it was gonna be LS swap, but things took a wild turn, and he ended up being, he just wants to drive it at this point, and I mean, hopefully he gets a refund and whatnot. But yeah, like I've explained the story in the beginning, and that's that. I mean, sometimes we don't want to get involved in it. I don't want to get involved in it, but at the same time I felt guilt on it because I recommended either or, and things took a wild turn, and right now I don't know what's going to happen between them. So yeah.